Welcome to the channel, everyone. This episode is all about decal removal and adhesives on your boat in general. So what we've got is our project boat in the background, and I've got something that's fairly new to me. I haven't been using it a very long time. It's a product made by 3M, but it is amazing for taking decals off, and I thought I would show y'all a real quick demonstration at first. Now this thing has a few little nuances, but first I just want to show you how quickly that removes an old stuck-on decal. Now again, this is made by 3M. It's called a stripe off. And when I was growing up, we always kind of had to use more of a traditional, like say for example, a little straight razor. This is a little tool you can buy like at your little local Lowe's and Home Depot. And you used to have to heat these decals with a heat gun. Now you can still do that, but the risk you run sometimes is potentially scratching your gel coat. Now, this is an older boat and it's not as critical, but a lot of times you can just get your razor blade underneath the edge and you're just taking your time nice and easy. But I wouldn't recommend using a razor blade on a nicer, newer boat, because again, a lot of times you can actually damage the gel coat. This thing is the ticket. Now there's a couple tricks to it. You want to be sure the rotation of the wheel is pushing into the decal. So as you notice, I'm turning this slow and we're going into the decal. Here we go once again. Now, you don't want to go super fast. 3M recommends about 2,500 RPMs. And I saved the packaging that this came in to show you folks. Again, it's called, made by 3M. It's called the Stripe Off Wheel. And that is the little packaging on it. It's the 07499. I'll be sure to put a link below our video's description for all the stuff we're using today. Now, a lot of times you may have a little bit of residue. And again, if you've got a nicer, newer boat, you're probably going to want to use a plastic blade versus a metal blade. Although, I think the metal blade works a little better. So it's kind of one of those deals. Now, there's a variety of products made. This is Goo Gone. You can use some acetone is something that we use sometimes. Even Mr. Clean makes these magic erasers. If you've never used those are super handy on a boat. And it's weird, different adhesives on different decals seem to work better with different solvents and removers. But what I would do, typically you're gonna apply a little bit of the solvent, and sometimes you may have to let it soak for a while. Now I'm gonna speed things along just for the sake of the video, but a lot of times you can come in here with a plastic blade and just work the little small pieces until it's clean enough. Now, what'll happen a lot of times, you'll get what I call a halo effect. Basically, on an older boat like this, the gel coat has been exposed to UV light for years and years, except under the decal. The decal has kind of protected it. So it may actually still show the halo of the decal even after you've done the stripe remover. And in that case, you may actually have to do a little bit of wet sanding and buffing and polishing, which we have videos here on the channel that show a little bit of everything, which kind of brings me to, if you're new to the channel, I'd like to welcome everyone here. My name is Joe Buskins. This is our family's boat shop. I'm a second generation professional boat builder and a 100-ton U.S. Coast Guard licensed captain. And this is actually our project boat that we've been working on for the last several months. And we're getting back to work on it. We took a little break and we're kind of jumping back in. Now I wanted to show you again, as we move, we've got some slightly different decals. Now, a lot of times, these ones that are your registration numbers, if you warm them up a little bit with your Wagner heat source, that can help soften the glue a little bit. But you may want to use a little infrared temperature sensor. See, right now, we've already got 105 degrees. I don't really like to go much over 150 degrees. Don't want to scorch the gel coat, but that will soften up the glue and the adhesive. Now we're also going to be showing you folks some techniques on removing what I call a keel guard or a keel saver. This boat has an old one on it, and there are some tricks to removing that as well. So again, we got that temp up around 115. Usually that's enough to kind of soften the adhesive a little bit, and we'll see if we can't get them all. We got most of them in one shot there. Sometimes you'll still, again, have, and you can use that heat gun, and sometimes you have to warm it up, and you can use the edge of that to get underneath once you get it started if you're nice and gentle. Usually the decal numbers come off mostly intact. They can be much easier than these kind of flatter stickers that are going to be less elastic. You kind of, there we go, this is what I'm looking for. Back to the stripe off wheel, and again, remember the rotation into the decal. Yeah, that looks pretty good, and it goes pretty fast. Let's see how it does on our hull numbers here. Hard to beat, pretty impressive. Now again, if we go back to kind of our old school razor blade, again, you got to be super careful, but it can be done. This is one of those things, some people actually really enjoy doing this kind of work. It's kind of therapeutic to see these old decals. Sometimes a little bit of a walking back and forth motion. But again, remember folks, this is an older boat that is going to require a lot of TLC. We may even completely repaint the hull on this thing, so I'm not terribly worried about getting any kind of little scratches. Y'all will notice I'm kind of walking that. And if you've never used one of these, this is what the package looked like. That's a Mint Craft. Again, Lowe's, Home Depot. If you go in the paint section. Now, one thing about these stripe off wheels, sometimes they'll get a bit of a wobble to them, and 3M actually recommends using a file or a rasp. And if it gets a bit of a wobble to it, you can run it against the rasp, and it'll help level it out a bit. Just like so. That's kind of just something to touch them up. I love 3M products, but something about these, sometimes they will wobble a little bit, or as you wear them, they'll get offset, and you may have to just tune them up a little bit. Now, we're moving up front, and I wanted to show you guys and gals at home a product. There's a company makes a product called D-Bond, and if you've never seen this, it breaks the bond of 3M 5200, which again, if you're in the boat world, or even if you're new to the boat world and you got something, a through-hole fitting or a motor that's been bolted on with like a white sealant, and it is like unbelievably tough, there's a good chance it is the 5200. And this stuff is known to be a permanent bond, and many people have really had trouble with through-hole fittings especially. This is a lifesaver. The D-Bond will break the bond of the 5200. And the reason I'm bringing that up is sometimes when you're working on the keel guards, let's see, I'm going to bring a little heat gun up there as well so that we can use some heat and some of the D-Bond. These keel guards can be a bear to break loose, but a lot of times heat can be the ticket. And if you're working on a boat, a little creeper, something where you can get, even sometimes I will use these creepers to be on my knees so you don't have to be laying on your back, but it makes working around the boats much easier. Another little, again, 1,000,001 uses for the little Wagners. Now, earlier in the day, I did pre-treat this with some of the D-Bond. I actually kind of sprayed it there up underneath the seam and let it soak a little bit. Now obviously you don't want to spray a solvent and then hit it with a heat gun immediately. So I kind of put it in there to soften things up a little bit. But a lot of times the heat gun will break the bond of these keel guards. As a matter of fact, there's some pretty ugly damage underneath there. I hope the camera may show it, but the keel of this boat is chewed up pretty bad, and we will probably be doing some repair on that. I know that I've recently had several folks inquire about getting some keel repair done. Now again, I'm using my little trusty 5-in-1 tool. Some people call it a 9-in-1. You've seen me in different episodes here, which again, if you're new to the channel, we have over 150 episodes. Everything from when we built our custom 29-footer that we run a charter business in, to a ton of Gelcoat repair, fiberglass, transom replacements. And if you haven't scrolled through our video library, I guarantee you questions you may have, you can probably find the answer to them. And if you've been following the channel for more than a minute and you're finding our videos helpful, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. We want to do more of this kind of stuff, and with y'all's support we can do it. Okay, so we got one side more or less. Now y'all follow me. Come on around, everybody. Same deal. We've already done a little bit of prying and pushing on this one. These keel guards can be great. A lot of times people will use them as a way to cover up or hide keel damage. Now again, I'm getting pretty aggressive with a 5-in-1, but this boat has got a lot of damage. I'm going to show everybody what we got going on, and we may do a video on that as well, but you can see she is quite chewed up. Now had you had a keel guard on there from the get-go, probably would have never got that damage in the first place. Now again, we are back to this adhesive, and sometimes it is just a matter of meticulously, bit by bit. I haven't really found a super fast way to remove this stuff, but the debond definitely seems to soften it up. Now, some protective gear is always a good idea. We talk about this a lot of times on the channel. When I'm working just here in the shop, we wear masks and respirators and gloves. You should do the same, but when we're making these videos, a lot of times I don't wear a mask just for better audio quality. But there again, it's just a matter of just easing your way, get the bulk material off, and then fine tune it a little bit and get into the lighter stuff. Now I may even go back to our little, let's go back to the other side. You can see that's what the back side of a keel guard looks like, and a lot of boats have these, and people oftentimes use them to cover up damage that was already on there. Goodness gracious. All right, here we go, back with the razor blade. We may even go with a little bit of the goo gone. Sometimes we will try different adhesives. Again, not every brand works the same, and be willing to experiment a little bit there, folks. Sometimes you just kind of have to try different products. And again, we will try to put a link below our video's description. Oh yeah. But again, be super careful if you're new to working with a straight. I kind of like to work at an angle. I don't know if you folks can see that. I'm kind of going at a bit of a diagonal there rather than just going straight in. It seems to work better. And obviously, anytime you're working with a razor blade, they are incredibly sharp. May seem pretty obvious, but I know a lot of you folks out there, you can see that residue. You can see it's melting. It's melting that glue And again, for one reason or the other, it seems like if you go at an angle, the straight blade works better. Gotta be really careful on these little corners. Cut it right down the middle. You gotta be super easy when you're on this front face. That razor will really dig in there. May seem obvious for me to tell you, be careful with a razor blade, but a lot of people, you get comfortable and you get careless, and that will absolutely cut you wide open. Now we may come back in here with this one, get a little more of that residue. And I'm sure you can kind of get the idea, folks. Now we're trying to make this video a little bit shorter, and this was something I wasn't even necessarily planning on doing, but I thought a lot of you folks, a lot of times it's the little things that we take for granted that y'all are interested in, and we may skip over that. So I'm gonna try to do more of these kind of little videos. Now, if y'all are enjoying these shorter form, less detailed videos, drop me a thumbs up, like, share, comment, let me know. And if you have any questions, it's hard for me to remember sometimes everything we may possibly do when working on a little something like this. So leave me a comment. I will try my best to answer those comments and respond to you folks if at all possible. So once again, Captain Joe here with Island Marine Charters, Fish Bump TV on YouTube. My son Logan working super hard behind the camera is my amazing cameraman, and we will catch you folks in the next episode.